Hey guys, Walter at Camp Veterans of War. The month of June is PTSD Awareness Month. So we brought in several of our veterans that are part of our organization to tell their story about combat and let you know how they've dealt with some of their PTSD. First combat veteran is going to be Terry Mack. Welcome, Terry.
Thank you.
So Terry, tell us what branch of the military were you in?
I was in the Marine Corps, went in 66.
Okay, so you were in Vietnam?
Correct, 67 and 68.
And what unit were you with?
7th Communication Company, 7th Communication Battalion, 1st Marine Division. We were stationed at Da Nang, but the company was stationed at Fire Base Phu-Bai, which is halfway between Da Nang and Hue City.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your combat experience out there.
Spent a full 13 months. I was promoted to Lance Corporal first day in country, right after the Marine Corps birthday, unfortunately, I guess. 6 weeks later, I was shipped up to Phu-Bai Fire Base, mainly running Motor T. We ran from Da Nang to Phu-Bai, Hue, and on up Dong Ha and DMZ. 68 came along and it blew apart, and we were running from Phu-Bai mainly up to Hue City, which was a bloodbath. On the 7th of February, I sent out 12 men and 6 trucks, and we got up there, had lunch, came back. On the way back, we ran into a 3,000 meter reinforced battalion NVA that had a 3,000 meter ambush set up. And we were with 1st Motors and 9th Engineers, and they ate us that day. Now the trucks and everything, when I got back, my men got together, I realized I was missing people. And they told me we lost 5 trucks out of the 6. The 6th one brought the dead and wounded back. It was shot to hell. And I lost 5 men out of the group. That 2 were wounded bad, and the other 3 were killed. And then I had to sit down with my lieutenant and start IDing and writing the reports and requesting new men up. That's the first time I really got in. I've been in ambushes and everything with the men, but that's the first time I ended up losing my buddies, you know, the close ones that I knew too much about. And that created PTSD for me and I guess survivor guilt.
Yeah.
So the time I got back, I was a career Marine, got out after Desert Storm and held the rank of Staff Sergeant. But I was basically jacked up with PTSD and stuff. I thought I was okay, but the wife and different friends said, "Mac, you're messed up." Went to VA, they started working with me. They did some help, but not as much. And then I got hooked up with Camp V.O.W, or you guys here, and I felt comfortable because they were fellow combat vets. And they understood what I was saying. I understood what they were saying. So it was like having another family again. So that got my feet better on the ground, you could say. So, you know, after this long now, I've got where I face things a lot different. And I know if I get in trouble, a quick phone call or just drop by, there's somebody here to grab hold and say, "Hey, Mac,
Yeah, absolutely.
come on down again."
Yep, absolutely.
And I try to help other vets that have the same problems. I'll let them know, man, I'm retired. My phone's on the call 24/7, so
Yeah.
day or night, call me. I'll take you out for a Coke and hamburger, and we'll sit in the middle of the night at some cafe if need be.
Right, absolutely. So you, back in, that was what, 68? That
Yes,
you were,
67
in
and
ambush,
68.
pretty much?
It's
Okay.
February 7th, which I'll never forget, nor will I forget the names of the people I lost. The wounded I could put up with because they got back stateside, but the 3 I lost out of the 5 screwed me up.
Yeah. No, I hear you, brother. So you've been with the organization now pretty much from the beginning. So
Yep,
over
shortly
20
after
years.
started.
And thus far, you've been a great asset, Mac, you know, to the organization with your experience, with your combat experience, and just your life experience. So how has Camp V.O.W versus the VA, I guess I'm comparing them to
Correct. Comparing
seeing
them.
doctors and psychologists, psychiatrists at the VA as opposed to coming here, you know, and being around other combat veterans.
Well, the difference I saw was most of my psychologists that I worked with, and I've been through a fistful of them, none of them were combat vets. or been in the military even. So they had no understanding what we went through in boot camp and training and into combat and being on the battlefield and getting shot at and everything else. So it was like talking to a brick wall, you know. They had no response. Where when you get here, these are fellow brothers and sisters that are combat vets, and we understand each other. So you feel like you're at home. You can let down your guard some and talk.
Right.
And everybody understands.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Well, like I said, man, we really appreciate you being part of the organization. And,
well, I'm glad to be.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Well, thanks, Mac, and Semper Fi, brother.
Semper Fi, my man.
Out, brother. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
You have a good one, bud.
Yep.
See you next time.
All right, we'll cut it.